Hey, what's up, everybody? This is John Odermatt, your host of Finding Freedom. And on today's episode, I'm going to be sharing about a challenge that I am leading in the last 50 days here of 2025 to help people end the year thriving. It's a focus on daily movement, lymphatic activation, and energy. I'm going to dig into the why and the how. So stick around. But first, listen to the new intro for Finding Freedom. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed that new intro music. It's actually not entirely new. If you listen to the podcast series I did called Pursuit of Freedom about a year ago, I did maybe 10 or so episodes that were exclusive to my Finding Freedom solo feed. That was the intro I used for that show. I did trim it down some. I still need to trim it down more. It's hard to because I like it so much. It gets me fired up to podcast when I listen to it. But I'm going to try to trim a little bit more off. But hopefully you enjoyed it. I welcome the feedback. If you hate it, let me know. I probably won't listen. But yeah, it was time to move on. Time to move on from having the voiceover and too much of a remnant of Felony Friday. I think I think I hung on to that too much with the voiceover and everything, and I feel like the focus of this show has changed. Now we're finding freedom, right? We're finding freedom financially, finding freedom in our health. We're finding freedom with our faith. So this is the way that I'm taking the show forward. So I don't need a voiceover to explain that. I just want to get into the show, give a brief overview at the top, play some music, and get into it. And if I had a guest right now, I would introduce my guest, but I don't. But before I introduce a guest, which I don't have, I always talk about Fox and Sons Coffee. Stephen Fox, my good friend, fellow entrepreneur, fellow lover of freedom and all good things in this world. He loves coffee too. And he has a coffee company called Fox and Sons Coffee. And you should support him because his coffee is delicious and he's like-minded. So go to foxandsons.com. That's FOXNO. I just spelled that wrong. FOXNSONS.com and get 15% off an order of $40 or more with promo code JOHN, JOHN. So go do it now. Go order your coffee. Pause the podcast. Order your coffee. Do it now. Okay. Getting into today's show, I teased it at the top. You might be thinking, what the heck are you talking about, John? This movement challenge. What is this? What are you talking about? Well, you guys know me, right? And you know that for a long while now, I've been into health. I've been into, gut health, keeping myself healthy, helping others to really strike the root of what ails them. And I've participated in, a lot of health challenges over the years and step challenges and weight loss challenges and things like that. And those are all well and good. And I like them, especially step challenges to keep you moving, keep you having a set goal to get off your butt from behind a computer and get out and move yourself, move your body. But I think that's all good. But what I've decided to put together is I've taken different pieces and inspiration from other people, and I've put together a 3-part challenge. You don't have to do every part. You could just pick and choose what you want to do because this is a free country, and I'm not going to force you to do things you don't want to. But the main thing is I want to get people moving. I want to create an environment where your lymphatic system is activated and drains. And I want to help people to get hydrated. I want to help people to have energy. So that is what I'm looking to do. And I'll talk more about the challenge at the end. But before I do that, I want to talk about the why. So the why on the reason why I decided to to put these um, different things together. This movement flow supplement and the third item, which I will introduce in a minute. It's a very common item, and you may eat one almost every day already. If you don't, you should, and I'm going to encourage you to. But why did I create this challenge? I know so many people. Probably the most common thing I hear from people is that, oh man, I'm so tired. I have no energy. I get home at the end of the day. I just want to sit on the couch. I don't have any energy to play with my kids. I'm falling asleep on car rides, driving to work. This is the stuff I hear most consistently, especially from other men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And we have people who are addicted to caffeine, drinking 10, 12 cups of coffee a day, drinking terrible energy drinks, just doing really anything and everything just to get by. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I think, a lot of this sluggishness, fatigue, I think it's a multi-pronged problem. I think the solution is pretty simple though. And that's really the genesis of why I decided to create this challenge. Because I think the biggest key comes down to getting, like I talked about with steps challenges, but this is more than that. This is like a steps challenge on steroids, getting up and moving. And I think it's important to create a system that is repetitive. Like when we build habits, when I produce this podcast, I have a system that I do every single week when I create my podcast. Normally, I interview someone. If I don't, I prepare show notes to talk about things, rough notes that I forget to read and go off and ramble. But I have a system. I do the podcast, the interview, or the solo show recording. I then take it through my different audio leveling softwares, and I sync it up with the video, and I export it, and then I upload it into a different app called Descript, which creates my show notes. I put my show notes on the webpage. I bring that all over into Megaphone, which is my podcast streaming platform, upload everything there, send it out, post it on YouTube. If I didn't live stream it, if I did live stream it, it's already posted. I grab that YouTube link. I put it in another app called Opus AI, where I then create reels, which then I schedule those reels on YouTube and on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook to promote the podcast. So I have a system in place. I think you get it, right? And I do this over and over again every single week. And the point of that system is to grow a podcast, a following that gets larger and larger. And there's things we learn along the way, especially with technology changing and the marketplace changing with podcasting, that you make your tweaks. And that's what we're going through right now with especially with having our new format here, trying to grow the show. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting way off topic. You gotta, with anything in life, if you want to have sustained success, you must have a sustainable system. Something that you can do, if it is something for your health, a movement routine, diet, exercise, whatever it may be, lifting weights, something you can repeat week after week after week. Now, that's not to say you don't change and iterate along the way and add different things up in order to target specific muscle groups or things like that. If we're talking about lifting, or if we're talking about cardiovascular, you're going to mix in maybe some running with some biking, with some swimming, whatever, with some playing basketball, whatever. The point is, you got to have a system in place. And the other piece of it is you need to have people that are going to hold you accountable, right? If you don't have a system, you don't have people to hold you accountable. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but I'm going to say it is highly, highly unlikely that you're going to stick to it and do it. This is why so many people fail if they want to go keto or if they want to go carnivore, because a lot of the times there's no support system. And it is a very, very difficult system for most people to just put themselves into a box and just eat a very small, I should say not small, very narrow range of food, which does not fit naturally in with what the rest of the world is consuming. So that system's difficult. It can be done if you create a system around it and you have support. I think it's more likely, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about movement, detox, lymphatic activation, and energy. So let's talk about the movement piece. About 2 months ago, maybe a little more, I stumbled across on Instagram a guy by the name of Mike Holland. You can find him on Instagram. I had his name up here. It's Mike R. Holland. If you put that in, it'll bring him up. He's a ton of videos showing exactly what I'm going to talk about. I am going to show it on the screen here for our YouTube and our Rumble listeners. But what Mike Holland has done is he has essentially taken or created a hybrid flow system that is rooted in ancient Chinese movements, Tai Chi, blended some modern um, modern science and lymphatic therapy with that. And he's created this movement routine that is designed not just for flexibility, also not designed just for fitness, but it is for creating energy. It is for balancing your nervous system. It is for lymphatic activation and for daily detox. It really makes a bridge between this ancient wisdom and modern wellness. So, talking a little about what it is and how it works. So, first, let me talk about what these movements are, and then I will talk about lymphatic activation and why it's important. So, let me share my screen here, and you're going to see Mike Holland. The guy is absolutely ripped, so I'm sure the ladies will enjoy that. but So if I go through, it's going to show each each different movement in the flow. He's going to go through it, and I'm going to leave the volume off, and I might pause just to talk about it. So first, it's just lymphatic hops. You're just jumping up and down, right? It's simple. It's easy. You're moving around. The most important thing is you're keeping your body loose. You're loosening up your shoulders. You're loosening up your knees. You're loosening up your hips. You're loosening everything up. Do that for a minute. Each of these exercises you do for a minute. The second one is arm waves. It's just taking your arms, and he's going quickly through these, but you're taking two arms and you're using your knees, your hips, even your ankles as a hinge to swing your arms up over your head, back down over your head, breathing as you do it, in your nose, out your mouth. And the next one is the windmill. So it's single arm, same thing. You're using your body, your core, your chest muscles to swing one arm up and then the other arm up on each side of you. So that's going to really work to open up your breathing pathways, and also it helps with, which I'll talk about later, activating that lymphatic system. Next one, trunk twists, back and forth. You're looking forward, and you have your arms out in front of you, and you're driving your elbow back behind you as you trunk twist around, thinking that you are twisting around your spine. You're lubricating your spine. And I will say, like, I have my own challenge that, I'm trying to get a bunch of people in to do this together. You can join at any time between now and the end of the year. You don't have to do it today. But Mike Holland, like I said, his website, mikerholland.com, he has this whole flow there. You can just go there, do it on your own if you want to. You don't have to do it through me. So I like the community. I like to, people doing it with me to help to hold me accountable. The next one is dead arms. You can see if you're watching, it's just how it's swinging the one arm out in front of you while the other one swings behind. Your arms are totally limp. You're bringing that first arm up and you're tapping your shoulder, high chest area, and you're heading on your lower back, your kidney, liver area, and you're just going back and forth, rotating arms with that movement. The next one, golf swings, just like a golf swing, but no golf club. And the difference between this one and the trunk twists is you are moving your head with you as you swing. So the arms come up when your leading arm goes back behind you, your forearm, your front arm taps your chest. Then you twist back. So the golf swing goes back and forth from one side to the other. The next one is marching. You're just marching with your knees coming up in front of you. And as you do that, you're bringing your arms back. So you're stretching your chest out then you're coming up to the other knee, rotating knees, and you're just tapping right along your knee, also to help with that lymphatic activation. Um, Next one, ballerina squats. People know these: squatting down, squatting up, and as you're letting your hands flow from down below when you squat down to up over your head. When you come up, most important thing with this one is you don't want to lean forward as you're doing it. Here's some other ones here. I'm going to skip these since I'm not, at least in my challenge, we're not doing them, at least at the beginning. So take this off. There's a couple more, which I'm not going to talk about now because I've limited time, but I do encourage you to go to his website, check it out, or shoot me a message on Facebook or on Twitter at John Odermatt, on Instagram at John Odermatt, or shoot me an email, john@lionsofliberty.com, and I can send you a more detailed video explaining exactly what the challenge is and going into more detail on these different flows. So let's talk a little bit about lymphatic activation. Why is it important? So the lymphatic system does not have a pump, right? So your blood moving through your body has a pump, right? Your heart pumps your blood from your head to your toes, from your brain to your fingertips. It's amazing, right? We don't have that with our lymphatic system. So in order to move um, all of that and circulate our lymph fluids, it relies on muscle contraction, relies on deep breathing, relies on gravity. So, what causes our lymph fluid to become stagnant? Well, it's the way we live our lives today, this sedentary lifestyle that so many of us live. We're not moving around, we're not lifting things, we're not putting our arms above our head, we're not twisting our back, we're not contracting our digestive muscles in order to wring out our digestive organs. There's no movement. I mean, there is movement, but it's very limited, very stiff movement. Even a lot of people who go, maybe they do their daily walk, or maybe they even run, and maybe they even go to the gym, like stuff that I've done before, and I still do. You're not flexing those muscles in the ways that they need to be moved in order to really activate your lymphatic system. And I will tell you this, like the first week I started doing these moves, it totally changed my energy, and I don't understand, like I can't even explain why, or I can't even explain the difference I felt. I mean, it was like night and day. And it's not even like, for me, it wasn't even that delayed. It was like, normally I'd, kind of wake up when I had my coffee. Doing this movement routine wakes me up. I feel great. I feel fantastic as soon as I do it. What I normally do is I do this in the morning after I wake up. Then I normally go to the gym. Then I come home, get my coffee, have breakfast, and I'm on with my day. It takes me about 10 to 12 minutes to do this routine, depending on if I'm going to add in some different variations, depending on the day. But the lymphatic system is so important because it carries away cellular waste. It carries away toxins, carries away excess fluid, carries away metabolic byproducts. So when our lymph system stagnates, that's where the fatigue comes from. That's where the brain fog comes from. That's where joint stiffness comes from. That's where the puffy skin that we get comes from. It can also affect our immune system. You get sick more often. So pair up lymphatic activation with gut health, and you are really boosting your immune system, because you have 70% of your immune cells are in your gut. And then the other key to immune health is your lymphatic system. So pairing those two things up and marrying them together, you can do a total 180 when it comes to your immune system, which will help with things with autoimmune disease, or just prevent you from getting sick as often as so many people do. Okay, so the other piece of this that I'll talk about, I'm going to talk about the detox product in a minute, detox product that I use. Now, you don't have to use this to be in the challenge. You can, you don't have to. It's one that I've used for about 18 months. I love it. I'll talk about it more in a minute, but I drink it every night like a tea. There's a couple different ways you can use it depending on what your goals are, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But First, I just want to talk about detox in general and the importance of detox. So, there are 5 different core detox pathways. You have your liver, which neutralizes toxins and filters our blood. We have our lymphatic system, which drains our cellular debris, like I talked about, into the bloodstream for excretion. We have our kidneys and our colon, which remove waste through urine and poop. um, it's always funny to say poop. I'm 42 years old, and I can't say poop without laughing. You have your skin, which excretes toxins through sweat, of course. Then you have your lungs. So you're exhaling your carbon dioxide and other volatile compounds. And you might think, like, well, John, I don't think that I have a problem with my lymphatic system, and I don't think I need to detox. And I would just say to that, are you alive in 2025? Are you walking around? Are you like going to places anywhere? Are you walking outside and breathing the air? Yeah, you need to detox, man. The stuff that we're breathing in is not natural. Are you using laundry detergents that have different fragrances, or even deodorants or perfume or cologne that has fragrances, or all those air fresheners people use, or your car air fresheners? There are toxins everywhere. I mean, I could go on for the different toxins that we encounter in our drinking water all over the place. You cannot avoid them. You simply cannot avoid toxins. So what's the second best thing to do? Make sure that our body is detoxing properly, right? And how do we do that? We do that through daily movement, through hydration and antioxidants. I'll talk about that later. Um, So, signs of effective detox. What does that look like? Your skin is going to look clearer. You're going to have reduced inflammation. You're going to have better digestion. You're going to have fewer aches and pains and sharper mind. One thing that's crazy that I don't really understand, but this happened. I was having this issue with especially my left foot, my left Achilles. I used to have all kinds of Achilles problems years ago before I tore ligaments in my right ankle, or excuse me, before I tore ligaments in my left ankle. My right ankle is the one that is still terrible. But the Achilles pain I was having was in my right ankle, which was weird. I used to always have Achilles pain in both my ankles back before I had my surgery on my left ankle. What I'm getting at here is when I got my surgery, that had kind of seemingly corrected the issue, because when I did my rehab and my physical therapy, they focused on teaching me to run the way you're supposed to run. So I wasn't pounding my heels into the ground. I was running up on the balls of my feet. I created, running the proper way using a zero gravity treadmill, which was awesome. Just everybody does that. If you have any rehab you got to do for your lower legs, have them put you on a zero gravity treadmill and relearn to run. It's amazing. Anyway, so I was fine forever after I had that surgery, but all of a sudden I was getting this weird tightness in my Achilles, in the back of my foot, and I don't know what it was. And it would kind of come and go. It wouldn't hurt when I walked. It would just hurt when I did like really extreme stretches. Like I get like this sharp pain. I'm like, that is strange. No joke. A week, maybe 10 days after just adding in this movement flow routine, it's gone. Like, and this routine does not stretch your Achilles. So I don't get it. I don't know if there was just, some buildup there, in, from, lymphatic fluids or whatever that were not moving, that this just helped to pump out. I have no idea. If anybody understands how that could possibly work, please message me and let me know. But it's great. And I've noticed less back pain. My right shoulders, my bad shoulder, separated that in college playing flag football. That has been so much better. It's just crazy. I can't even put it into words. Okay, so that's why you detox, right? You're gonna feel lighter. You're gonna have more mental clarity, and you're gonna have more energy. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to detox on a regular basis. And this isn't like a one-time detox. I mean, it could be. You could do this for 30 days and then quit, 60 days and quit. Why would you want to do that though? If you're because you're just going to probably go back to feeling like crap because you're still exposed to toxins because you still live in this world. But anyway, so the product that I'm recommending is a product like I said, I've used it for about 18 months, maybe close to 2 years. Plexus Restore. I'm a Plexus brand ambassador. I can get you a discount if you want to try the product. If you don't, like I said, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm not here to push it on you. What it does, though, it's one of my favorite products, one of my favorite supplements that I use. So it helps with cellular repair through its antioxidant blend and plant extracts. And it has three different blends. It has the cellular detox blend, which contains things like spirulina, spinach, aloe leaf, which helps to support liver function, and it works to detox your body. And then it has a digestive support blend, which has ginger root, peppermint leaf, which aids in digestion and helps to soothe your digestive tract, which helps to make the cleansing that's going on. It keeps it comfortable. And then an appetite control blend, which has things like hibiscus flower powder, magnolia bark, berberine. A lot of people have heard of berberine. It's known as like nature's GLP-1. So the berberine works with through the gut-brain axis to help to suppress, hunger pains. So helps to control your appetite a little bit, curb some stress-related cravings, things like that. And Restore also helps to neutralize free radicals, and it detoxes through your liver, through your liver. Cannot talk today. And helps to remove heavy metals, detox heavy metals. It's a fantastic product. It also has like a stress relief element to it, where I like to drink mine at night before I go to bed. I warm up some hot water and I mix the Restore. It's a powder, just put it right in, and you can either stir it, but I use a frother to froth it right up, make sure it's all mixed in. Sometimes I add a little lemon, not all the time though. And I'll just drink that and it just chills me out. Then I'll go to sleep. So if you want to use it in a way that you're maximizing the detoxification effects, you would drink it like that. You would drink it at night because our bodies detox at night. If you wanted to maximize the weight loss effects and the appetite control suppressant effects, you would drink it in the morning because obviously when you're going to sleep, you're not having a lot of cravings and things like that. At least I hope you're not. If you're waking up in the middle of the night having cravings, it's probably a different issue we should probably talk about. But you want to get the benefit, right? If you're trying to lose weight and suppress your appetite, you want to get that benefit during the day so you can drink it in the morning. Or you could drink it in the night and in the morning if you want to. I'm not your boss. You can do whatever you want. You're allowed to do that. It's not going to hurt you. So that's Restore, one of my favorite supplements. The third thing I want to talk about is one of my favorite things in this world, and it's eating an apple every single day. And, the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I think it's truer words have never been spoken. And, we could go back into even more so just from a detoxification standpoint, an apple from a cancer fighting standpoint. If you want to listen to my episode with John A. Richardson Jr. a few weeks ago, talking about apricot seeds and its power and their power in fighting the C word. Well, apple seeds contain the same properties that help to fight the C word as apricot. Apple seeds contain the same property, nitrilocydes, as apricot seeds. So apple a day. If you eat the whole apple, eat the seeds too. I'm not telling you to. I would just get the supplement that has the vitamin B17 in it, which helps to fight the C word and prevent it, contain it. You don't say cure though. Can't say that. And if you've missed that episode with John A. Richardson Jr., please go back and listen to it. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'm really proud that I did that interview. Not available on YouTube, but it's available on Rumble if you want the video, and it's available, of course, on all podcasting platforms. But to get back to an apple day keeps the doctor away. Apples contain pectin. Pectin is a soluble fiber that binds to toxins and heavy metals. It's rich in polyphenols and quercetin, which help to reduce inflammation and support liver function. So the combination of fiber and antioxidants also help to stabilize your blood sugar and help with digestion. So it's not just a detox food, it's a simple, consistent anchor habit that keeps you mindful of your health every single day. So what I talked about earlier, when I talked about having systems in place, and if you just take the flow and you take the apple and you do those two things for the rest of the year, you will feel like a different person at the end of the year. I promise you that. If you add in restore as well, you're just going to multiply the effects. So with the apple, what's an anchor habit, right? So when you eat your apple every single day, tell yourself in your mind, I'm doing something good for my health. I'm having an apple instead of having pretzels or potato chips or some other processed crap that you normally eat. You consciously tell yourself that I am making a choice to have an apple because I care about my health. That act alone can totally change the way that you view your health. So start taking accountability for what you eat by making the simplest change ever, by just eating an apple every single day and make it easy. Go out and buy a crap load of apples and fill your refrigerator with them so you know you have them. Don't have to worry about conserving your apples, and just have like a time every single day when you eat an apple. I like to eat an apple every day. I would say normally around this time. I'm recording this late, about 3:30 p.m. on a Monday, November 10th, 2025. Um, I like to eat my apple around this time. I eat a late breakfast. I'll have normally like around this time, my daughter gets home from school. I have a snack and I'll have an apple. I'll have a healthy energy drink normally around this time, which I am drinking now. I needed some little boost to get the mind flowing for this show. I've had a crazy morning, had to go out before this, and I'm recording so late because I had to take pictures for a couple different properties, and they were just in bad part of town and had to drive 45 minutes to get to them, and they were not in good shape. I was expecting that though. I'm not going to buy them. I was taking pictures for someone else, being compensated, of course. But anyway, I do that. I will be doing it more probably because why not? Okay, where am I? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh man, it's been a day. Okay, so apple a day. The three habits. It's simple. The Mike Holland movement flow. Apple a day, and if you want to add it in, detox. But the two things, if you want to join my accountability group, that I really want you to do are the flow and the apple a day. Just commit to those two. I guarantee you're going to see changes in your life if you do this. Changes for the good. You're going to see better oxygenation and circulation. You're going to see reduced systematic inflammation, and you're going to see improved mitochondrial efficiency. This is what controls your energy. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I've told you about what I've experienced, right? And I just don't know why you wouldn't want to try this. Now, one of the things with doing this flow is it can look a little bit weird, right? So if you're going to do this at the gym, if you're going to do it outside your house and your neighbors like to watch you, people are going to be like, what is that guy doing? Now that's a double-edged sword. It could be good. Somebody could come up to you and be like, what is that? Then you can share it with them, make a new friend, right? Or they could just point and laugh at you, and they could go home and tell their friends, this guy at the gym was doing this weird thing, swinging his arms around his head. In that case, who cares? Because people don't really do that. Or if they do, they're stupid. And who cares if anybody makes fun of you for doing that? It's weird because we as human beings are so used to sitting on our butts, staring at a screen, not doing anything. So when you see somebody outside moving with their shoes off in the grass, on the ground, on the beach, whatever, maybe their shirt off too to soak in some rays if it's warm out. It's 35 degrees here in Pittsburgh, so I'm not doing that today. When people see that, they think, why is this guy moving his arms around? Why is he, Why is he turning and swinging his arms and doing these different things? And he's, getting low in different poses and he's doing ballerina squats. What is this psychopath doing? Well, the real question is, what are you doing? Sitting on your butt all day doing nothing. So when we talk about finding freedom, it's finding freedom to get yourself out of your mental prison, that thing that has locked you up, that stops you from doing things like that. That thing that keeps you in your box. The exercises or the walking or the jogging that maybe you've done for the past 10, 15, 20 years, that routine you've got in that isn't giving you results. Finding freedom is unlocking the doors of that prison and swinging them open and giving you a fresh outlook at a new routine to energize your life. So I hope this is something that you consider. Like I said, if you want to try it, like I said, there's a way to do it and you can spend no money except on apples. Or if you want to if you want to up it, if you want to ramp the detox and the lymphatic activation up a little bit, you could add in my favorite supplement, Restore. And either way, whatever you want to do, if you want to get into my what it is, it's a Facebook group. It's not a group. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. What it is, it's a Facebook Messenger group. Facebook groups are stupid. They don't work. Nobody sees anything. This is just on Facebook Messenger. So if you hate Facebook Messenger, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll add something else later to make it available to you too, if you hate Facebook Messenger. Either way, send me a message if you want to be a part of it. Even if you're not on Facebook Messenger, maybe I'll try to find a way to include you, because I'm an inclusive guy. So email john@lionsofliberty.com. Find me on Instagram or Twitter @John Odermatt, or search John Odermatt on Facebook and find me there. Shoot me a friend request and just say, hey, John, heard the podcast. I want to get moving. That's all you got to say. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I want to thank you guys for listening. The show's a little bit different, something I'm passionate about. I want to help you guys, have success, get moving, thrive at the end of 2025. If you like this show, please recommend it to a friend. If you like Lions of Liberty, please consider joining our Patreon group, the Paula Pricks. You can do that by going on Patreon, on Locals, and searching Lions of Liberty, and you'll find us right there. With that being said, I will see you all next week with an awesome guest. I'm really excited about interviewing, and I'll have that interview for you next Monday. But in the meantime, always remember to keep your head up and those fires of liberty burning.